Okay, so you understand an ad network. Google Display Network. GDN is what a lot of people call it in the industry. Google Display Network. This, you guys, is a massive ad network. So let me explain what it is. Google, they're very digital. They're very not talk on the phone. They're very like, hey, use our software. They create a demand-side platform. The type of demand-side platform that they created is a real-time bidding platform. You guys, most of you probably know what AdWords is. You might have used AdWords and have no idea that what you were using is a demand-side platform with real-time bidding that hooks up to their massive ad network. They're an ad network. What they did is they went out and they created a supply-side platform called AdSense. They created an easy way for you to sell your ad inventory off of your blog. But see, what's so ingenious about Google, and hopefully this is a big realization for some of you in this room, they were so ingenious about building tools and making them so easy for everyone to connect to the tool that no one even realized that they just sold all their ad inventory at the lowest possible price you could sell an ad. What I mean by that is you spent all month cooking and blogging, and you put AdSense on, and Google's going to send you a big check, and the check arrives. Has anybody gotten that check before? Your first month, it's like $12. You just spent $600 in food. You spent your entire month, 30 hours a week, and you get this payment of $12, and you're going, why am I blogging? What am I doing? And the reason why is because Google is the easiest way to set up ads on your site, to get other people's ads to show up. And there's millions of people that are jumping on AdWords every day, and they're saying, I want to advertise on these sites. And they just put in a buy order of, I want to advertise on sites about cooking. And they're advertising spatulas and pots and pans or whatever they're doing. These ads are showing up on your site. They're paying $4 or $5 per thousand. You're getting 20 cents per thousand. Someone named Google in the middle of that is making a mint. But a lot of us have no idea how this works, and so we don't know any other way to advertise, so we advertise here or we sell ads here. Their network consists of millions of sites, to the point where they are now getting very finicky about setting up new websites. They're very careful about even setting you up because they just don't care. They have so many extra ad impressions that are going unused every day. So many people are trying to sell ads into Google's network that they're just throwing stuff in the trash every day, sending it off to the Google ad exchanges, and I'll talk about those. Here are some ad exchanges. Some of these are names you might have heard, some of them you're like, I have no idea. Everything on this is a multi-billion-dollar operation. This is actually behind the scenes how a lot of the advertising on this planet works digitally. OpenX and DoubleClick are both Google. DoubleClick is what is integrated into AdSense. So what happens is this. I start a blog. I want to show AdSense ads. I offer my advertising to AdSense. AdSense can't sell it to anyone, so they send it off to DoubleClick. And very, very large advertisers that are connected directly into DoubleClick are able to buy my ad spots off of my site at a fraction of the cost. And Google never guarantees you how much money you're going to get. They just pay you a percentage of what they make. And so you just get this check and you don't even know how the check was calculated. So that's kind of how DoubleClick works, but it represents billions and billions of impressions. Right Media is Yahoo. AppNexus is a company out of New York that's been around for a long time. And what they did is they said, well, wait a minute. We want to create an exchange of all exchanges. We want to create a piece of software where you can connect to everything. And so they started to create this nexus of all the different apps. And they now have a huge display exchange. And then, of course, OpenX and Microsoft Exchange.
They actually call it Microsoft Exchange.
Yeah.
They just hate that for people would like to sell them the products.
I'd like to say they're stupid, but they have more money than I do, so whatever. Okay. Let me talk to you a little bit about Facebook. Facebook started advertising. They started selling ads way late in the game. The Facebook ecosystem was built out after all of this other stuff was already there. And one day they're like, okay, it's time for us to advertise, but we're looking at how many ad spots we have potentially. And remember, that's the number of ads per page times the number of page loads. Can you think of a website that has more page loads than Facebook? I mean, there aren't more than one or two in the world. Facebook is massive. And so they actually started and said, you know, on day one, we're actually going to probably need our own exchange. Remember, exchanges are comprised of millions of websites that have extra little bits of inventory and send them into an exchange. So it's like a clearinghouse, they can get all those sold. Facebook knew right in the beginning that they were going to have so many extra unsold ads. So they started creating the Facebook exchange, which is referred to as FBX. That's what we refer to it in the industry. Facebook has so many unused impressions, they went straight to their own exchange. Billions of impressions every single day, billions. Consumers are on Facebook almost more than any other site. I know that there are sites like Google that we use a lot, but we don't sit on the homepage of Google, do our search, and then just ponder over it. We don't sit and scroll through results and look at pictures. I mean, Facebook has time on site. That's what they own, is time on site. So what happens is Facebook opened up their ecosystem little by little. They opened up to retargeting, they opened up a whole bunch of stuff. I want to talk about, well, actually, before I go on to how ads are served, I want to talk about exchanges for a second. Exchanges are where you can get the lowest price. You really can. The problem is a lot of exchanges don't have a customer service department. You can't just call up and be like, hey, yo, can you send a rep out? I want to buy from your exchange. Most of them require some kind of software. And when Facebook began, they opened up to, and I don't know the exact number, so don't quote me on this, but I think it was about 20 partners, 20 really big agencies. And they said, hey, we've got this piece of software, help us finish it out, and then we'll allow you to connect to the Facebook exchange and go to your biggest advertisers, and we'll allow them to start advertising into Facebook through the back door. Now what happened, I mentioned CPM, cost per thousand. Retail through the front door of Facebook. So you go onto Facebook, you say, I want to promote this article, promote this post, or promote my page, I want to advertise. You get into that area, you start building a campaign. You're going to pay, I've seen as much as like $17, $20 per thousand impressions. I've seen $3, $4 per thousand. I've seen people get 40 cents per thousand. Facebook is a moving target. It's all over the place. However, almost religiously through the exchange, you can get that done at 40 cents to about $1.40. And so they opened up this thing to these huge advertisers and said, hey, just build your ads out, give us the criteria, push them through the back door, and we'll just start showing them. And they started testing it. It worked really, really well. They did millions of dollars the first quarter. It tripled, quadrupled, went 100 times. I mean, it's grown. Now, at this point, anybody can advertise through Facebook Exchange. There are companies that you can go to where you can place very small campaigns. Retargeting campaigns, you can produce very small display campaigns. And I'll talk about this a little bit at the end, like who to use and what are some good ones based on price point.